Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Today, I thought that we would do something that we have not done in a really long time, and that is dive into some bad women's anatomy. Just some people who just do not know what's going on with our bodies, but like to act like they do. Like they're so sure they know how women's bodies work, and they're so confidently wrong. And it is absolutely hilarious. So we haven't done it for a long time. So I thought that today we would bring it back and have a dive and have a laugh. But before we do get into it, I would like to tell you about today's sponsor, Belisar. Belisar is a company made by women for women whose mission is to empower everyone to embrace and explore their sexuality. And my friends at Belisar and I are sending out a free toy or vouchers for toys to everyone who signs up to my giveaway. The link is in the description if you are interested. They have a whole variety of different toys to choose from, and let me tell you about a few of them. So all Belisar toys come in charging cases, which I'm actually obsessed with. Like, you charge them in the case, and I've not seen that before, and I think that's really cool. And some of the ones that they have sent me are the Pebble, which is an external suction vibe, and it has both suction and vibration that function independently, so you can have one or the other or both, which is great. It's nice to have a choice and be able to cater it to your own liking. And there are no annoying patterns or modes, which I know a lot of people really appreciate. What is with some of the patterns? Why? It's nice to not click through the buttons and then accidentally get Morse code. Who wants that? Not me. And then there's also the Air Vibe, which has dual stimulation, both internal and external, which is always nice. And it is flexible, so you can mold it to your own anatomy, which is great because we do all have different anatomy. And this also works independently. You can switch between the vibration for the internal part and the suction for the external part. So again, you have some sort of freedom in catering it to your own experience. And then there is also the Demi Wand, which is this really cute yellow color, and it's nice and small and easy to hold. And this is for external stimulation, and it has a bendy neck, so it can sort of stay where you want it while you kind of move your hand if you wanted to. And so there is something for everyone. That is 3 different types of stimulation for you to choose from. And again, you can get one for free if you use the link in the description. They are all waterproof and they are all quiet and discreet, and they come in the cutest packaging. I know I already showed you the charging boxes, but I'm kind of obsessed with them, to be honest. Absolutely recommend checking them out, and they're free. So why would you not, take advantage of that. Go sign up using the link in my description. I promise you will not regret it. You deserve some self-love, some self-care, some self-exploration, and definitely take advantage of this. So thank you so much, Belisar, for partnering with me for today's video. And let's jump in and have a laugh about some bad women's anatomy. First up, we have a tweet that is extremely relevant to what we were just talking about in the sponsored section of this video. And it reads, "Jesus, tell this to my wife. She is wanting to go through all the motions of foreplay. It's killing me. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to have sex. She keeps reading subreddits about how men are selfish in sex and more time needs to be spent on the woman. The thing is that this would be perfectly fine if men and women could orgasm with approximately the same amount of effort. It's not like that at all. It takes a monumental amount of effort for a woman to orgasm. The crazy part is she doesn't bring up any of this foreplay stuff till it came time for us to start trying for a baby." And listen, bro, it's so funny when men say this because it's not even true. It's really genuinely not that hard to bring a woman to orgasm. It's not that difficult. You can get there in under 5 minutes. If that is what you want, if your goal is to be fast, it is possible. You just kind of need to talk and listen and pay attention. Read body language, have conversations, communicate, and you can do it. And if you need a little bit of an extra hand, if you need some help, you can invest in some toys. You can go to Belisar, you can sign up in the description for a free vibrator, and that can help you out in situations like this. You know, like, I just do not understand the, also like complaining, being like, but it takes so long and it's so much effort. Like, do you not want your partner to feel good? Is that not something that makes you feel good? I don't understand the like, but like, pleasure for my partner takes effort and that's boring and only I want it. Like, how are you not enjoying pleasing your partner? Like, how is that not enjoyable for you? I don't understand that at all. Like, your partner feeling good and being happy should be part of the experience. Like, being selfish in bed is just strange to me. You can't be like, I just want it to be quick and over. Like, do you even enjoy sex? Do you enjoy sex, or do you like the way it makes you feel? Because that's like two different things. You know what I mean? Like, if you just enjoy the stimulation and you want it to be over quickly and you don't care about your partner or about the sex itself, I feel like you need to do some thinking and reflecting on why that may be. Like, that's not necessarily a problem, but you've definitely got to think about some shit and have a conversation. Here are 3 photos of Hilary Duff at the beach, and she is wearing a bikini and she looks great. But, you know, men seem to have a problem with this and not understand how women's bodies work, because of course they don't. And we have a bunch of comments like, wait, Hilary has an Adonis belt? Isn't that supposed to be on men? She's a dude. Yep, you were correct. Also, belly button at the same height as hips, 3 heads wide from shoulder to shoulder. Shoulders broader than hips, and that jaw seems quite square and strong. Anatomy does not lie. That's a dude. You'll get a lot of hate from others for that. Honestly, really just saw a guy in a bikini for that pic. Well, as I said before, anatomy does not lie. So, hips like a guy, probably switched up before fame or for the fame. And like, just say you've never seen a woman before. You know, just say that with your chest, because what the fuck? We all have different bodies. We all just look different. There is no set idea of what a body looks like. And the height of a belly button, in what world does that decide your gender or like assign sex? Like, at all? I do remember that time in like the mid 2010s where the height of your belly button was like weirdly important, and people were like photoshopping their belly buttons to be higher, like in line with their waist. So if you're referring to that, a lot of that was fake. That was just like a weird body trend, because those exist, that happened for a while. And that has nothing to do with literally anything. Belly button is just where the umbilical cord was cut. Like, that's what a belly button is. You know that, right? And how wide your shoulders are, your hips are, the shape of your jaw, etc., etc. None of that means anything. We all look different. Get your head out of your ass. Where are these transvestigators, like, need to be fucking studied, honestly? Like, what is the point? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. This is a comic. It is a woman sitting in the doctor's office, and the doctor asks, "So, what brings you in today?" "Well, doc, I got mugged. And shot. In the arm. And when was your last period?" That's fucking hilarious. The fact that those are always the questions, right? It's, when was your last period, and is there a chance that you're pregnant? And I understand sometimes those are important questions to ask. However, if you are going in for being shot in the arm or for any other completely unrelated, especially external problem, I don't really see why that is an important thing to be asking. Right along with the other one, the classic one that we all know is, have you tried losing weight? Like, that's the answer to so many things. So many women end up so ill or dead even, because doctors are just like, yeah, but like, have you tried losing weight though? Even if you are within the healthy BMI range. I know of so many women who have been asked that question despite relevance at all. Just because, you know, obviously that's going to solve all of your issues. When was your period? Have you tried losing weight? Sir, I was shot in the arm. Please. Those type of stretch marks don't happen naturally from big boobs and gravity. They happen from constantly swinging back and forth during doggy style. What a vile thing to say. Holy shit. I don't understand. I don't think you understand really what stretch marks are or how they work. And I also just like do not understand how your brain comes to this conclusion and why. It just is a matter of slut shaming for the sake of it, right? It's because these women reject these men, and so to make themselves feel better about it, they go on the like societal standard of, well, you're a slut anyway, obviously there's physical proof of it on your body, so I didn't even want you anyway. As though one, sleeping around makes absolutely any difference to your worth or is anyone else's business. Like, it doesn't mean anything. And then also, that's the biggest load of bullshit ever, and surely you have to understand, and surely like you know that that's a lie, right? How does telling yourself or telling women that make you feel any better? You just look like a fucking idiot. You look like an idiot and an asshole. Leave women alone. Stop thinking about us sexually, please. This is a woman who has hair on her legs, as you know. We do. And it says, cis women generally don't have hair on their legs. If you know a woman who do, they are likely trans or have some kind of hormone imbalance. And this one's fucking hilarious purely because men know women shave their legs, right? Like, this is a common thing. You see ads for razors on TV with women shaving their legs. These same men are saying to women, you should shave your legs. Like, this is a common thing that we all know, that women buy razors and shave their legs. So surely you can then use your single brain cell to understand that that means women have hair on their legs, and they're not just buying razors for the lols, shaving over hairless legs. Are we buying like razorless razors, like blade-free razors, just plastic pieces, and just rubbing it over our legs for the funsies, funding the razor companies just because we can? Like, bro, come on. Like, use your brain. I know you have one. Please, just like rub your last 2 brain cells together to like spark a single thought. Some women, like myself, just cannot be bothered shaving our legs because what's the point? Why do I care? Why does it matter? Bonus of me being lazy is not even lazy, just me not caring. Bonus of me just like not caring about having leg hair or not is that I get to keep these asshole men away, you know? Men who find body hair gross, we don't talk. Rainbow hair, piercings, tattoos, leg hair, it's great to keep all these gross, misogynistic, transphobic fucking men as far away from me as possible. It's not a foolproof plan, but it works better than others. This is a note that a man brought into a sex shop, an adult toy shop, and gave to the person that worked there. And it reads, "Dear owner, I love your store. All my problems seem to go away when I walk through," which is a fucking wild thing to say straight off the bat. It's like, I am a troubled soul, but when I come into the sex shop, suddenly I am free. All my anxieties and troubles melt away. That's okay. I have an idea that might be helpful. I discovered a trick that can trigger full-blown orgasms in women I have dated. It is like a code. It is like what a baseball coach throws a left-handed pitcher in the game to throw the opposing team off their game. Conditions got to be right. 1. We would go 2 to 3 days no sex. 2. Just a little foreplay. 3. Stroke doggy style just like normal. 4. 3/4 of the way through, stroke as follows. And then drew a fucking diagram. A diagram of what this would look like by drawing like an arch and then something that fits like in the arch, and draws like the thrusts and the like depth of it with like written out instructions, and carries on with, "When I first did it, I thought my girl was in a seizure, but she just curled up and kept shaking for a minute or so. This trick might not work every time. A girl could build up immunity and not work after time goes by. Your customer." What? Surely this counts as sexual harassment, no? Like, I know that this is a sex shop. However, I feel like giving someone a note with a diagram and step-by-step instructions on how to have sex, like, that crosses a line. That's just straight up sexual harassment despite anything. Like, it's hilarious, but also, bro, what the fuck? What was the purpose here? What is going to happen? Is your ego so large that you felt the need to show off that you made your girlfriend climax? Like, you just needed to show off to the people that worked at a section. That's just something you should do. You don't need to show off about that. You don't need to, that's just something you should do. And everybody works differently. Everyone desires different things and feels things differently. And most people don't have the ego to go up and hand random people notes about their fucking sex lives and sex tips, let alone women that work in a sex shop. I don't think they need your note, bro. What are they gonna do? You think they're gonna like mass produce this note and then hand it out to all their customers? Like, what is the goal here? What is the purpose of this? A female friend of mine was going through a breakup and I was helping her move in with her best friend. Want to test my new bed? I broke the frame and stretched her cervix. You stretched her what? Like, bro, I don't think so. I don't think you did at all. Did this end with screaming, blinding pain and a hospital visit? I don't think you know what a cervix is, and I don't think that's something you want to stretch. Just like, why are you making up shit? You know, it's fucking hilarious because like, you're saying this to try to show off that you are good in bed by like explaining something, one, not possible, and two, if it were, would be the most painful experience, like so unbearably, blindingly painful, and being like, I'm good at sex. Nope, that means you were being far too aggressive and literally trying to kill her. So maybe don't be showing off about that, even if it is fake. Like, that's not something you should wish on your fucking worst enemy. Here are some safety warnings for hula hooping. The second one on this list specifically, which is pregnant women should avoid hula hoop training during menstruation. Specifically, during that time, pregnant women don't hula hoop while you're menstruating. It can be dangerous. You can hula hoop any other time of your pregnancy, obviously. But while you're menstruating, no hula hooping for you. Men don't have breasts as a sexual organ like women do. You can't compare the two, considering that society finds one sexual and the other not. When you say society, do you mean straight men? And what makes you think that straight women and gay men don't find topless men sexual? Men's nipples are not secondary sexual characteristics designed to attract a mate like women's breasts are. The entire reason women have breasts is to appeal to males. How are they just forgetting what the purpose for breasts are? Like, how are we just pretending that their function is to please men and not to, I don't know, feed babies and keep them alive? It's so fucking funny to me too, because like, men have nipples purely because the X chromosome starts developing first in utero, like, right? So they are the same nipples. The difference is that women's nipples work with a purpose to like feed babies. That's the purpose they have. Men's nipples, however, literally don't have a purpose. And I love the fact that so many men don't really realize or understand or care that they too can get sexual pleasure out of nipple play. Like, that is something that you can achieve. As I said, they are the same nipples. They have like the same nerve endings in them, as far as I'm aware, based off of me like working as a piercer for a period of time. Men definitely feel shit in their nipples because they scream so much more than women do getting their nipples pierced, which that's just a fun little silly fact there, and like low-key just calling men wimps when it comes to pain. But regardless, that is a thing that happens, and you can get sexual pleasure out of nipple play as a man. So therefore, wouldn't that mean that men's nipples are more sexual, since that is really the only purpose they serve? Women's nipples can do both. There's both like can gain sexual pleasure, and also they have the actual purpose of sustaining human life. Men's nipples only serve one of those purposes. So, in my opinion, women's nipples are less sexual. So, you know, I don't know why we as a society decided to fucking shame women and then completely ignore the fact that men feel shit. I don't know. Yeah, you shouldn't be sexualizing breasts 100% of the time, you know? In sexual situations, sure. But like nipples on anyone should not be sexualized until you are in sexual context. Much like any other part of the body. Not sexual until it is. This is a love quiz for married folks only from a newspaper, magazine, from like way back when. I don't know when, but it looks like the 50s kind of era. Why does he avoid her embrace? Answer: because he is no longer happy in their marriage, constantly makes excuses to avoid the romantic intimacy of their honeymoon. What has she done? Is it really all her fault? It is not so much what she has done as what she has neglected, and that is proper feminine hygiene. Can neglect of proper feminine hygiene really spoil a happy marriage? Yes. And the pity of it is, every wife can hold her lovable charm by simply using Lysol disinfectant as an effective douche. Can this purpose be accomplished by homemade douching solutions? No. Salt, soda, and similar makeshifts do not have the proved germicidal and antiseptic properties of Lysol, which not only destroys odor but is effective in the presence of organic matter. Why does this husband not tell his wife why he avoids her? Because he feels that a woman should know these important facts and use every means in her power to remain glamorous, dainty, and lovely to love. He resents her neglect of such fundamentals as correct feminine hygiene, which is achieved so easily by regular douching with Lysol brand disinfectant. What a wild advertisement. Oh my gosh, being like, your husband doesn't love you because you don't put chemicals in your vagina and give yourself yeast infections. And that's why your husband doesn't love you anymore. He doesn't hug you, he doesn't talk to you because you aren't giving yourself infections. What a way to sell a product. Jesus Christ. Like, I know at the time people didn't like know better, but it's still that thing of like they were taking advantage of the fact people didn't know better, right? Being like, you should be cleaning a part of your body that self-cleans. You should be putting harsh chemicals and whatever else up there because it'll make your husband happy. It's like, one, if that's what's causing my husband to not hug me or love me, fuck him. Please don't do that. Don't douche. Don't put anything in there that is not meant to be there. Just don't put things in there. And if you do, make sure it's clean. Don't put chemicals. Don't put chemicals there. Ever. Please. Thank you. Not even soap. Just like leave it alone. It cleans itself. And if you, poor feminine hygiene is using something like this, because you are going to give yourself an infection. That would fucking burn too. Good Lord. The discomfort. Not worth it. Not worth it. If your husband doesn't love you unless you do that, leave him immediately. Realizing that your daughter is born with all of her eggs already, so if you have a daughter, you carried your grandchildren too. And then someone commented, actually, an infant doesn't have ovaries just yet. They, as well as the fallopian tubes, are still forming, which is why babies don't have menstrual cycles. Imagine being so confidently wrong. You think that your period starts because that's when your body has created its own uterus and fallopian tubes and eggs. What would it even create that out of? How is it doing that? Like how is that happening? Where are the eggs coming from? I don't quite understand. To be fair, I don't really understand how it works in utero either, but it makes much more sense to me than somehow being able to create things outside of the body. Like during your first 8 to 15 years of life, your body is slowly creating a new fucking organ. What? How would that, and how are you so confident in that when it's so wrong? So wrong. Don't tell us how our bodies work, bro. Go to school. We learned this in like year 7 health class. Were you not paying attention? Or what was sex education split by gender? This is why sex education should not be split by gender, because like we have shit like this that occurs. Men just not knowing how women's bodies work, and vice versa. It's quite important to understand anatomy of everyone. Otherwise, you get people being just confidently wrong for no reason at all. Here we have a TikTok comment that reads, if your mom is black and your father is Asian, you're Asian. If your father is black American and your mother is Asian, you're black. Basically, whatever your father is, you are. You came from him first. The mother just incubates what she receives from the man. Huh? What? So I am 100% my father's DNA. I inherited nothing from my mother or her side of the family. Nothing at all. Her body just incubated me. And I am just 100% my father's DNA. So everyone is like not even related to their mothers on their mother's side of the family. They are explicitly only related to their fathers on their father's side of the family. That is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. What? How? What? What? Please explain your logic here. What do you think the egg is? How do you, I just like would love to hear these people like just speak and explain themselves, because you know, sometimes like you say something and you realize that it's stupid while you're explaining it. Like you say something and then someone's like, can you explain that? And so you start talking and then you're like, wait, that's fucking stupid. Actually, I take that back, because that happens sometimes. And I'd really like to see that happen here. I'd love to see this person like explain their thought process and trip over themselves and realize how fucking ridiculous that sounds. And if they don't, and they're able to explain this with like their full chest without questioning it at all, I would be thoroughly impressed and incredibly amused, because how did you get here? Anyway, with that, I think that I'm going to end the video here, because that is all that I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and had a good little giggle with me. We need better education at schools. Please. Yeah, anyway, communication, education, important things to have. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm here a couple times a week and I would love to see you again. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. I appreciate you greatly. And a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Bobby, Josh, Mandy, Ikazel, Jessica, Eldo, Danielle, Raven, Elias, Chris, Samuel, and Knitting Menace. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone else would like to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/savvycat. Click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos a day early, as well as podcasts a week early. And then for £3 and up, you get things such as outtakes, bonus mini podcasts, live streams, vlogs, and more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.